What does our rainbow look like? It looks like a former bully becoming a friend, and maybe even a crush. It looks like a non-binary kid finding a new athletic community after quitting gymnastics. It looks like a transgender girl empowering her best friend to come out too. It looks like fandom and makeovers, witchcraft and dragons. It looks like magic paper airplanes and making our own maps. Today's preview is from the short story collection, This Is Our Rainbow, edited by Katherine Locke and Nicole Melleby. And the selection I will be reading is from the Purr-cle of Life by Alex Gino. Are you ready? Dad asked, with a bounce in his voice as he put on his jacket. Yes and no. My shoes were on, and there was nothing I needed to bring with me. I was ready to leave the house, but I had no idea how to be ready for a new cat. Scout had been mine since I was born. He was originally Mom's from before she met Dad, but he claimed me the day I came home. The first time Mom and Dad set me in my crib for a nap, they found Scout curled up with me less than 10 minutes later. They were worried he might scratch me, so they kept him out of their bedroom after that, but he would slip into my crib when he could. And once I was old enough to have a real bed in my own room, Scout went to sleep with me every night, nestled at my side, purring as I drifted off. Are you excited? Mom asked in nearly the same cadence as Dad, as she put on her own jacket. My relatives say my parents become more like each other the longer they're together. They even have similar haircuts, kind of shaggy with a soft part in the middle. I guess, I said. Scout had cuddled with me the day Grandma said that using they was ungrammatical and that she was going to call me she until I could produce a duplicate of myself. If there had been two of me, one of them would have been able to hold the other back. As it was, I told her she was the one who was wrong and got sent to my room for rudeness. Apparently, I'm supposed to be polite when people disrespect me. The worst disrespect Scout ever showed me was sitting with his butt to my face. And if I reminded him, by tapping on it, he would readjust himself into a more courteous position. Scout died last year. He wasn't there for my 11th birthday. He wasn't there when I failed my science test because I studied the wrong chapter. He wasn't there to play with all summer long. The day Scout died was the worst day of my life, and every time I thought of cuddling him for comfort, I ached more. Mom and Dad told me a dozen times that we weren't replacing him, but that's sure what it felt like. I have a feeling they'll perk up when we get to the adoption center, Dad said. I did not perk up when we got to the adoption center. Cartoon faces of cats and dogs covered the SPCA's glass doors. Inside, a woman greeted us and directed us to walk through the dog area to get to the cats. I hate dogs. People say you're not supposed to hate stuff, but I do. I hate dogs because they scare me. Even the little ones have sharp teeth, and barking makes me want to curl into a ball. I've never heard of a cat biting a person. Nibbles, maybe, but nothing serious. And meows are much cuter than barks. Scout had a whole meow-cabulary. He had his hungry meow, his I'm stuck meow, his I'm chasing a thing meow, and his pay attention to me meow. Scout didn't like dogs either. We were a good pair. I barreled down the hall, trying to ignore the barking toenails, clicking on tile, and people cooing about floppy ears. Cats might not have floppy ears, but they have elegant tails. Not like these beasts, one of whom was thumping his on the ground so hard I could feel it in my heart. I made it to the double glass doors announcing kitty corner and burst through. The moment I did, a new wave of emotion flooded me. Every single one of these cats needed a home, needed love, and so had my cat, my Scout, my cuddle buddy, my big brother in feline form. The room felt warm and I started to get lightheaded. I didn't know whether I was going to cry or pass out. You okay? Dad put his hand on the center of my back, but his touch made everything feel more real. I had had a cat, a wonderful cat, and he was gone and would never headbutt me again. I needed to go. Immediately. No, I said. I ran out of the cat area, past the dog kennels, and back outside. Sunshine was good. Air was good. Breathing was good. I sat on the curb and stared up at the sky, watching the wispy clouds drift by. All of those cats needed homes, but none of them were there the day I crashed my bike and twisted my ankle. None of them were there when I had the flu and a headache so bad I couldn't even listen to music. None of them were there the day great Grandma May passed away. None of them were my cat, my Scout. They were all cute, adorable even, but they were all strangers to me, and I was a stranger to them. Mom came out and took a seat next to me on the curb. Too much? Yeah, that was all I intended to say, but the moment I opened my mouth, it was followed by a cry, and once I started, the tears fell. Dad came out to see what was up and sat on my other side as I cried, and cried, and cried, until I was tired of crying and out of tears. You want to go home? Asked Dad. We can come back when you're ready, said Mom. Yes, please, I said, my voice small. We loaded into the car, the empty cat carrier still in the trunk. At home, we didn't put out food and water or set up a litter box. We watched a movie without once being distracted by an excitable ball of fluff. And I went to bed without finding out whether the new kitten would want to sleep with me. And this has been a preview of This is Our Rainbow.